Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And look what we have here. Stumbling in from the outsides of the arena, we've managed to find the one and only Mr. Famous and his favourite cat wrangling whisperer, Mr. Shelby KB2 and No Technique TV. Welcome back to the wonderful Wednesday evening on Welcome to Arena podcast. This week's episode 3, is bringing you Aquila Fever. That's right. We're talking to the HPL NA's underdog, the dark sheep of the tournament, shall we say, that rose above everybody's expectations and made themselves stand out from the crowd for being one of the newly formed teams that managed to stand the test of the trial inside of the arena. So, as we said, first of all, we'll introduce those two awesome gentlemen that are currently riding the chairs above myself in the portraits here on screen. And we're going to start off first, I guess, let's save the most famous to last, shall we? Let's start off with Shelby KB2, the man with the wonderful wordplay on a multiple of occasions. If you ever got the chance to drop by a Shelby KB2 stream, you shall know that it is spicy nonetheless. Shelby, how are we doing? Welcome in.
Pretty good, Trax. Pretty good.
Excited for some nattering on the couch this evening. I know you've been having some good gameplay throughout the week. We were talking about a couple of
Good.
bits and bobs earlier. Yeah, I was wondering when Mr. Famous was going to pipe up with a little bit of shade from the side there. So I'll tell you what, introduce yourself then, Mr. Notech. Welcome in. How are you feeling? Are you looking forward to a
How you
chat on the
doing? How you
couch?
doing, everybody? What's up? What's up, Cracked? Appreciate you having me on again.
No problem
We're
at
chilling.
all. Right, which one of the two of you wants to lead us in then? Talk to us a little bit for those at home that don't know you
Team
guys so
captain,
well.
definitely first.
That's it. There we go. So, what is your team? Who do you play for? What is it about your team that makes you guys different? Talk to us a little bit about your players and what's going on in the Aquila background.
So it's kind of like a whole different roster now. It's the only one that's the same as Tech. We have Schmitty B that we picked up. We got Booperino, and we have Corium. So, I mean, really, like, we've only done like one scrim with these guys, so I really, honestly, like, I think they played pretty well, but I think need some time to just get to know each other, really. Because that's
Okay.
like what we're missing now is like me, Trevi, Tech played together. Yuki's played together for a long time, and now it's like people I've talked to for like 2 weeks. So
Well,
it's a little
that's
different.
it. And for the guys at home that weren't so aware, you obviously got three new players stepping up there. Who is it that has stepped away? Because I mean, let's talk about that for a second. And it doesn't matter what tier of player you bring into the squad. We have to think of the size of the shoes they've got to fill. For example, Yuki's you mentioned, phenomenal player. Trevi also taking a step back. It's an interesting conversation. So talk to me about that. Remind the guys at home of the guys that are stepping down, and talk to us about what you think maybe one of these two or maybe the three new players have got that's going to bring a different side to Aquila this season.
I think that well, Trevi's like obviously like a weird solo player who does stuff that doesn't make any sense. Just kind of gets away with it. Schmitty kind of fills his role pretty well, honestly.
Mm.
With Yuki's though, was pretty much like the guy who played next to me on all the maps. So for me, it's like kind of a big miss to not have Yuki's right there because I didn't have to say anything. He just rotates right over. So we have like Corium playing like him sort of, but he's not really like locked in with that yet necessarily. But I think it'll be fun.
I'm looking forward to seeing Buperino play. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you. We had a banterous conversation through the week. This guy is a wild cannon. Okay, if you want to see some crazy
That's an
kooky
understatement.
gameplay and you want to see things being pulled off that really shouldn't, then you want to check out what Buperino's got to give for this Aquila side. Looking forward to seeing also, bump into Boop on a daily basis in the Discord channel. Can't speak enough for how much of a genuine human he is. Comes in always ready to joust the rib. Yeah, throw a
It's
little extra
genuinely something, that's for
spice.
sure, Cracked.
He cooks.
Yeah,
He cooks.
he's
He
a
cooks.
special guy. That's for sure.
Well, talk to us, Techie, because you're working closely alongside these new members. So, how do you feel about the roster changes? How's it felt in the training? Are you enjoying the team play?
Well, like Shelby said, we haven't gotten that many games, and like we've had maybe a scrim, if that, and maybe 2 days of ranked play. There's been a lot of talking in Discord, but I mean, it's hard to fill shoes like Trevi and Yuki's because they play so off the wall. But I'm definitely not saying that to like doubt them because Corium is just his own monster. I know probably most of the people in here have said he's cheating at least once with some of the crazy shit he's pulled off, but it is what it is. We got Trevi, who, I mean, he made game plans on the fly. Nobody knew. We didn't even know. We didn't tell him what to do. He just kind of did what he did on the fly, no problems. 1v4, he'll somehow come up with a way to do it.
Yeah,
And
this
then, I mean, it's just really filling the shoes and then trying to learn the new mechanics of how the team's going to work together.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna
I
say
think we got that with a few more scrims and like another month of playing together. I think we'll be fine.
I have a lot of
I think
faith.
we'll be.
I'm
I
just
do too. I do
curious
too.
who's gonna replace your sentient mustache. Because that's the thing, like you said, Trevi being able to sort of
I
just
think.
walk out of the middle of nowhere and pull off a 1v4 is kind of wild.
I mean, for the amount of time Schmitty has in the game, which is not much, like arena wise, he is pretty insane with how he can play almost exactly like Trevi. Like he's very off the wall with what his antics are. His strats are off the wall too, and he can just pull off some 1v3s out of nowhere. And
He does sort
I
of the
have, I
same
have
thing
faith.
as Trevi. He just goes quiet and then shows up behind them, and you see two people die, and you're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
that works."
exactly, exactly. So it's like if you know he's alive, then you can just like wait for the kill feed to show like 2 people to die, and then you know the site's clear, so we're good.
This reminds me of a clip, actually. I wonder if this. I had this set up for a little bit further down the line, but we might have to go to the clip screen a little bit early for this one. I had.
Uh-oh.
We had an interesting encounter, shall we say, during the week where one of the members we've been working with from the American side of things was, I don't know, crashing out, we could say, to the frustration at this being able to happen. So I tell you what, we'll delight
Yeah.
you with this.
Yeah, let's
Here's
see, let's see.
here's a bit of crack wisdom gameplay for you guys. That you know those positions that you just shouldn't get in, and it shouldn't really pay
Yeah.
off. Well,
Oh,
take a look at
100%.
this.
That's yep.
Small development, slight misstep. Guy's obviously clearly not waiting for me to be there. Comes back with the bomb. Now, I
Why do I
paused
have a
because I don't know
feeling
if the
something's
audio
about to
picked it
happen
up.
here?
Did you hear the smoke go off as I turned around?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I missed
Right.
that audio cue.
I heard it.
Okay.
It's a little delayed for me,
It
but I
is
got it. Yeah.
ever so slightly, yeah. So the smoke basically cooks the play. I'm not sure why the
What?
audio is so delayed on that, but
What? Yeah, that's if that was a what happens next video, that's not what I was said would happen.
No, we're gonna save the what happens next videos to later. I just thought I'd share that one as a little bit of delightful gameplay from the week because that was just a little bit of a wild one that I don't think it should have happened like it did. It ended up playing out as it did, and well, yeah, ghosts are a very real thing in Tarkov. So you've
Cracked
got
is
somebody
giving
to say about
kisses
it.
mid games now, guys. Mid round kisses from Cracked before he shoots you in the face.
Well, here was the thing I thought we might introduce for today, because both of you guys like to call yourselves, shall we say, good critiques of poor gameplay. All right, you've always got a sting in the tail
I'm
for a
good on my
compliment or
own.
something like that.
On my own.
So break it down for me
My
then.
own
Let's
tour.
talk about that reload from the guy that was flashed that left the smoke to the guy that we reload into and somehow give him a kiss and kill him. Talk to me about that mechanical gameplay. From a coaching perspective, do I make the Aquila team or am I fired?
I mean, you just 1v3'd them pretty easily. So, I mean, the last guy was kind of a wild card. I don't know if anybody would really
I don't know
understood
much you
what
can
was
do for
going
that,
on
man.
there, but
Can't
there's
pop
not
out
really a
this
way
smoke.
to kind of one of those things that just kind of happens and you're like, what the excuse me?
Oh dear. So whereas we are trying, and I am genuinely trying to pass that off as good gameplay there, ladies and gentlemen. I
That
will
was
show you
great
some
gameplay.
good gameplay. All right. Whereas that might have been a little bit fluky. I want you all to focus in on the laser focus here on this one, okay? So this is a highlight from a clip from Steffi Dawn, one of the members of the community who plays a lot of Tarkov and Escape from Arena. We might as well call it
Escape from Arena.
Yeah, Escape from Tarkov Arena in the spare time. But one of the great things is I love to see people locked in and really, really getting, should we say, enthused about a good double kill. So this is a bit of a last bullet wonder. Enjoy this one for you guys at home. That's not the
SR3M.
button.
Already a fave.
Already a good start, yeah? Wait, hold up a minute. Well, we fixed the audio.
AO. The spray
Okay.
transfer?
Yeah, nice little
On
spray
point.
transfer, but what I want to point out to everybody at home, just this right here, okay? I'm going to go into OBS and I'm going to really abuse this for a second, okay? All right, so we're going to go into here. What I want you guys to focus on. It's not going to let me. Is it going to let me? Hold up. Hold a minute. Wait a minute, chat. Just take a look. All right. At that face. Look at that laser focus. Look at the eyebrows and look at that face of sheer determination right now. You cannot tell me that that woman is not locked the fuck in, all right? I've looked far and wide all week for a clip for somebody that really is locked in. On God, that right there, all right? You would not want those eyes staring into the back of your head because I think that's a clean knockout right there. Unreal, honestly. Unreal. Anyway.
When you can see through the wall already, you know where the enemy is.
Exactly, exactly. Crazy scenes inside of the arena, which is going to bring us on to our next part of the topic. So, crazy scenes inside of the arena happen, and you guys stream on a regular basis between the two of you almost daily, probably 7 days a week, across the both of you, right? Talk to the guys at
That's
home a
fine.
little bit about where they can find you guys, what you do when you stream, and what that stream link is. We are going to get you to drop those links at the end of the podcast today, so people can go and show that support, drop the follow, and maybe tune in next time around. But yeah, just for the time being, let us know. No Tech, you go first this time around. Talk to us. What do you do? When do you stream? What are the times, and where to find you?
I've been a full-time streamer for this will be my 4th year in July, I think. I've played Tarkov for 7.5 years. I started in July 2017. And
Ooh.
Arena, I started playing pretty much the day it pre-released, I guess you'd say, when all the streamers got it and became available. 7 days a week, most of the time. I might take a day off here and there. I don't really have a schedule. I wish I could say I had one, but doing a 22-hour stream, sleeping like 17 hours the next day, and then doing another 20-hour stream. There's not really a way to schedule that. But no Technic TV, all my socials, pretty much 6 to 7 days a week, and at least 6 to 8 hours I try to do.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a permit in the chat for at No Technique TV. You want to go and pop your socials links in the chat there for me now. Tech, you got 60 seconds to spam those out there so people can go and drop you that follow, show the support that we should expect from a community that we are trying to increase to continually grow further and interact with each other on a more continuous basis. Now, Shelby, I've had the fortune of being able to stream alongside of you, or at least join you for a couple of streams before. Always a hilarious occasion. I think the last time we played together, we ended up getting off, not because of time, not because the games were bad, but because both of our lungs were in that much pain that it physically would have caused us harm to continue.
It's definitely a good time. Yeah, it's a lot of laughing for sure.
Hard not to laugh.
Yeah. So when do you stream? Where do you stream? And what links can we find you on, Shelby?
Okay. So we talked about Schmitty earlier, right? I saw him going live in the morning, and I was like, you know what? Let me try. Usually I stream at night. Tech knows that. I think Schmitty. I don't know if like age is contagious, but he's like, Schmitty's like 40 or something. So I think it like moved on to me because I started waking up at like 4 a.m. for some reason and streaming. So I mean, generally I'd be live at night, but like the last like week I've been going live at like 3 or 4 a.m. So I guess that's what I'm doing now for at least a little bit, and then I guess we'll go back to nighttime maybe. But I didn't know age was a virus. So
DJ hours is it now? Yeah.
well, not really, because I'm going to bed at like 8 p.m. and then I wake up at like 4:30. I take a shower, or I wake up at like 4:30, take a shower, and then I stream for a little bit, and then what I mean, it's just I don't know.
Almost wait. You're almost like crypto hours there. That's like the reverse businessman hours, isn't it? That's the get up at 4 a.m,
Yeah.
train till 6:30, and start your day. You're almost on the Kobe Bryant path there, right? That's like our full train. Is that?
He just needs
Damn.
some sparkling water and banana pills, and he'll be
Yeah,
good.
he's in. You got it.
I'm watching the morning routine guy, man. He's got me all locked in. Put the water in my face, all kinds of stuff.
So as we natter on about that, we're gonna keep the ball rolling, or else we'll be caught here nattering about the nonsense for ages. I'm actually gonna bring us on to the next question, which is a good one, really, because we know you guys enjoy Arena just by genuinely playing, and you guys make the environment entertaining by being funny yourselves. I think personally, is watching the both of you as individual characters on screen and the interactions with you guys in the Discord as a team. You're just a funny bunch in general, quite a comic bunch of guys to be around, and always quite light-hearted about the majority of stuff. Give or take Shelby when he's on a spicy spree. But
That's being light.
we're trying to be nice about it, but let's take a little trip down experience lane, shall we? Let's experience what happens when players crash out, because I am going to ask you guys both what makes you crash out the most next. But I wonder if we might have had a foreshadowing for this one. I wonder if there might even be a little bit of, let's say, Shelby at his peak. So Shelby, just in case anybody at home missed that, would you like to just clarify those words for her then? I believe it was he's on the floor. He's on the floor with about 7 exclamation marks afterwards. Slight small parentheses. I'm okay. Walks back into burning building. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. That's what makes me crash out. Is when somebody's prone in a weird spot. Like, it's a good play. Don't get me wrong. It's just smart, but it's like, I'm not looking there, man. What are you doing?
All I'm gonna say right now, he's still going to shout out Biohazard for giving me all the crash out clips from Shelby. Shout out Bio.
He farms me for clips. You know, that is what it is.
I think it's
I'm
worth
pretty sure
it.
that's his sole existence on Arena is for Bio to make fucking Shelby crash the fuck out, and I love it.
I mean, come on, guys. Let's be
works.
real. We've all been there. Okay, we absolutely have been there. All right, we've been there, and you know what? Thinking about it, talk to me about your crash out tech, because I know Shelby doesn't like people being on the floor, but just take us back to a time when you really cracked out. What's the most frustrating, do you think, in your mind about Arena?
I'm
right
not
now?
gonna lie. For the longest time, I mean, even since the start of me playing Tarkovs, I've hated shotguns. Like, I am dog shit at
Ooh.
shotguns. So the Saiga with Flechette, Vulcan, level 6 armor, a million rounds, Flechette in my face in 13 seconds, like, that was pretty much the only thing that would make me crash out for a long time. But I think it's now everybody trying to be on Dancing with the Stars when they're playing Tarkov instead of just shooting their gun and they're just trying to wiggle the whole time. I think that's taking the cake by a fucking mile.
Crazy. Well, let's take a little trip down memory lane, Shelby. I went and fetched a little one for you. Here's your present for the day, okay? So to make you feel a little bit better about the people that are on the floor, here's one to appease Shelby's mind, okay? This was still on the old school PC, all right, Tech, if you remember. This is when the two of you gave me a kick up the backside to start doing
It looks
the
like an
death-a-thon.
N64, so I know I can tell.
Are you ready for this, though? I'm sure you remember this.
This is-
Oh yeah, that's
I think
good.
I've seen that. I think I've seen that.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah.
You can hear the passion in his voice as vengeance is duly dealt out.
Passion is a way to put that.
It's great. It's actually great, honestly. A shout out to everybody that goes into making these clips possible as well. A thank you to Steffi Dawn, who I did reach out to ask if I could borrow that clip for the focus face. And then, of course, to both Shelby, Techie, and the guys that work in the background for them to send us in and create these awesome clips. We really appreciate you. Without those moments being captured, all the hilarity that we get to experience, we won't be able to share with you. So, tip-top work. Thank you for those guys that work on the keys. In addition to that, good to see everybody in the chat. I'm going to take a moment to say hello to you. We turned off the notifications, the alerts, and the Tangier for today, folks, because as much as I love the crazy conundrums and the chaos inside of the casting theatre, we're disrespecting the pros, guys, all right? We've got to give them free space to speak, and we don't want them getting tripped up by a random sound or notification. So, we've taken a step back with it for now. Shelby looks absolutely irate at that idea. He is disappointed and disgusted with me. Well, Father, I'm sorry. Today is the day we let you down. Is what it is. Okay. But no, I had a lot of feedback from the last one, and a lot of people mentioned that the one thing they didn't want to necessarily hear was those sound notifications or even just the visual ones getting in the way of the screen and stopping, being able to interact with the pros. So we've listened. We've tried to match you.
Can we turn it on for raining tacos just for Shelby's sake?
No, please don't do that.
I'm so tempted, I actually, I wouldn't be against raining tacos. I do love me a good raining tacos.
I was about to say
raining.
raining. I mean raining tacos. I think is Shelby. That will make him sing. I think he'll sing it for us.
Oh, that's the worst part about streaming early. It's like 4 a.m. and
I mean, we can talk about Dancing with the Stars and American
over.
Idol at the same time in the same podcast.
I don't know, Shelby. What's the price on you singing? How do we get you to sing? We need to tickle you with a duster.
A feather.
Usually, what they do is they hold me hostage with Lumia until I do it, just so I can get out of the raid. It's usually how it works.
Chat. The task is now. All right. You've got what about 1 minute and 10? Oh wait, or hold up a minute. 1 minute and 10. That's not how that works. Got an hour and 40 minutes left to be able to make Shelby sing. All right, whatever you can do. Make him sing with energy. I don't have enough energy to make that man move. I'm telling you now. Shelby is a stone mountain of muscle. That ain't happening. I ain't that big.
That's insane.
Mental muscle, Shelby, not physical. We all know you slouch.
I was gonna say I was doing like 180 pounds. Come on now. Like, I'm not even big.
Oh dear. So, whilst we're giggling about all these awesome clips and we get the chance to go and look at some of these things, let's talk about something else for you guys. You play for Aquila in the competitive scene. You guys are going to be bringing yourselves back for the next season with a brand new look. Bearing in mind that you performed as the Dark Horse theoretically, but overachieved in your first season. What's the aim going into next season? Are you looking to place top 4 again? With new members, are you happy that maybe a 6th through 4th is more realistic? What's the sort of goal?
6th through never 6th through 4th. Never
Okay.
below 4.
Okay.
Definitely not that. Yeah, no, I'm coming for Barb. So
He's got,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a hell of a side to go after because Unknown was strong.
yeah, but
They're
you
the
know,
only ones that
I
2-0'd
need
us, and we're gonna be the only ones that 2-0 them next time. So just
the gold masks. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I need to
I
get
want
one
my
of
gold
those.
mask flexed.
I got the silver one, which is cool, but I need the gold one. I just I'm gonna need that.
Ooh, finally, chat. Finally, we're getting some spice on the podcast. We tried to tease teams into giving us a little bit of, but that's it. It's official. All right, you've been called out, Unknown. Aquila, have your backs marked with the target. All right, season 2 HBL NA, the Aquila rivalry into Unknown might start to develop. Could you consider yourselves rivals? Do you think you're on a skill level that you can match that Titan?
I think
With some
so.
time, I think we can get there,
I think
especially
we
with the
can.
roster change. The
I mean,
change
with the
up. I
old
mean, you got to be
roster, like
realistic.
we gave them
Okay.
problems, right? But it's not like they just cleaned us out. So I
Okay.
think we could. Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I like the confidence. I like the fact that you guys are actually looking at it from a realistic standpoint as well. It's fine as all having a big chest and shouting out. We're like, yeah, we got this. We're gonna roll them. That's in a really realistic sense. If you are gonna take that challenge of taking down the top team, you do have to kind of accept the fact that it's not going to be an easy ride. Like you're not just going to steamroll them. It is going to require a bit of work and maybe a little bit of fortune, depending on how the dice rolls. But that's what it'll come down to on the day. A thought and a process I want to run you through is weapons. Because we've spoken on the podcast now to 4 different players. Timmy, running the Panderic squad. Oberstom, obviously from the NA Panderic X side. And the first 2, Undead and Barbaric, talking about weapon priorities and what you enjoy. Really quickly off the top of your heads, starting with Shelby first this time. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 favorite weapon to go to an arena right now.
Oh, number 5 probably the mutant.
Okay.
I think 4 would be probably the M4. Third, yep. Probably the SR3.
Okay.
Second, oh Lord, I don't even play with anything besides that. Honestly,
I've never seen Shelby use more than like 2 guns.
Yeah, I use a HK and then I use a SR3, and that's really it. To be honest with you.
No MCX up there, no Spear.
I hate the MCX actually, and I hate the Spear a lot too.
What?
I think my top would probably be the HK, man. I'm not a big fan of the Spear or the MCX. I don't like it. I know there's the one-shot AP whatever, but like I used it a couple times and I was bouncing headshots and I was like, I don't know about that.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Interesting. All right then, Techie, go on then. Give us a counter. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What have you got on your stack?
So this list was hard for me because I use so many different guns. Like I'll use one half, I'll use assault, and next I'll use scout, like pretty much all day. But I guess I'd say 5 would probably be the AK-12 suppressed. 4, probably a high between like the 100-round HK or the M4 for Enforcer. I really do enjoy that a lot. 3, probably a Val. I mean, the old trusty. I don't use it that much anymore, but I still do love the Val. 3, the AXMC or the new Bolty. I'm still torn on becoming a main because I love that thing so much. And then easily my main right now is the unsuppressed SR3M.
Ooh, okay. Interesting. Here's a question for you. You mentioned the Bolty. Sub-side question. AXMC or TRG, in your opinion?
TRG. I couldn't remember the name of it, but the TRG is... At first, I was kind of iffy that it wasn't as good, but then I got the little... whatever the attachment for it is for the ergo, and it became a whole new monster. Yeah, the hook, yeah.
I'm so glad you said that because I also am a big fan of the Bolty. And me and you, that was where we first initially bumped heads, was that conversation on the broken PC where we headshot you over the end of the nose and we were talking about it. I think that Val combo with the Bolty on the AXMC felt so much at home that when the TRG came in, it almost felt like an alien, right? It was like, no, it's not meant to be here. Take it away. I'm happy. This is fine. We don't need another little baby brother version of it. But actually, we really did. The ergo that it gives, I think it does make it playable now. Like, from the difference where the AXMC was too long, it's too clunky, it doesn't settle quickly. I think the TRG just has that much better for it. Do you agree?
It's very snappy. Yeah, it's very... I thought, well, I mean, I'm not going to lie, up until about 2-3 months before the TRG came out, I didn't even ever swap the pistol grip on the AX when I used it. I actually DAP Powers told me about that. I was like, man, I've played the game for 7 years and I didn't even know about that. And then when I started using that, I was like, this is like night and day difference. Like it feels like an intervention on MW2 compared to something with like 12 ergo trying to ADS at somebody. But the TRG is definitely up there. I mean, you can shoot through literally anything, 2-3 walls at once. I mean, I've pinned through Jin on Bowl multiple times. I've gotten collaterals with it. It's insane.
It's yeah, definitely, and you know what? You make a really good point. We'll have a little shout out actually to Discount Austin Powers, to our good old DAP out there. This man spends a lot of time in many communities. I know, obviously, frequenting by Shelby's and Notex as well as my own, and is very, very generous at spreading the love, both with his presence and with his power in the chat. Okay, when playing alongside Austin, you generally tend to have an amazing time just because he's yapping some level of hilarity as well. Somebody who I think you all might be surprised to see in a casting booth very soon as well. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. We're trying to encourage him.
I've been trying to get him in casting, like make him just keep trying and trying and trying, because he needs to be on the casting booth like constantly. He's way too entertaining to not be in the casting.
Agree completely. Phenomenal, guys. So yeah, shout out Discount Austin Powers. If you're out there in the chat today, we love you big time. I hope you're
I'll
keeping
clip
well,
it and
sir.
send it to him.
Yeah, do it. 100%, 100%. But that being said, we are smoothly cruising through the podcast today, all right? We're already a quarter of the way there. The first half an hour has just about sailed off. But with the last 2 minutes of it, we're going to nail down the really important questions, okay? The first one is, which is your least favorite weapon? Shelby.
It's any sniper, anything at all. I hate it.
Yeah, he's
Get that thing
fucking
away
sucks
from me.
at sniping. I've watched him play
What?
main game and he can't hit the side of a barn from 50
Oh,
meters.
dude. Shooter board I did with an Alton, a Zabralo, and a VPO with a hollow because I can't snipe. So I just run at people and shoot them in the head with a hollow.
It's actually called Shooter Born and a Miracle on his screen. Like he's the only person with that.
I'm just terrible at it. I don't know what it is. I can't. I scope in and then I miss just consistently. I don't know. I can't do it.
I've got to, the next time we take Shelby on the next time you go on your Shooter Bond in Heaven quest, I want to come along with you. I've got to witness this because that's going to make for a great what happens next.
You should
clip.
cameraman
Solid
for
static
him.
Target. Oh, yes.
You're gonna
Let's do
You
it.
sit up in the corner and watch him
away.
shoot 19 times and say, I missed him. How's this dude? How's he not dead? I keep hitting him in the head. That's literally what you're going to hear over and over again.
Don't ever clip it and play it back because I'd probably missed even if I said that. So, you know. Good 99% chance I missed. Yeah,
Oh,
no, it's
brilliant.
definitely by far it's any sniper whatsoever. I haven't even tried it in arena. I don't have any unlocked in arena. I'm not even gonna waste my Lego medals. I'm gonna keep those for keys in the main game or something. I'm not even gonna fuck with it. No.
It's like I'm not even risking it. It's just there's no chance. There is zero chance you will catch me dead or alive on a multi. Like, okay, all right.
It looks fun. Like it looks like it's like a lot of fun actually, but I just know it's gonna make me mad because I'm just gonna miss.
So chat, the next time you go by a Shelby KB2 stream, we're going to make sure that there is a redemption in there, okay? And it's going to be for every sub that Shelby KB2 gets for the next 24 hours of his stream, he has to play a whole match on a multi. I think that seems like a fair bargain.
That's content. That's content in itself right there.
I feel like that's like a fast pass to Alton Towers, right? You throw a nickel in, you get a dime. It's god tier gameplay, honestly.
That's a fast pass for crack that's sniping into my lobbies and get free art. That's what that is.
The joke is that you think I need that to come and get half off of you, boy. Oh,
Everybody mute VoIP. He's gonna be crashing out.
he's on the floor.
How's he on the floor again?
The thing that I don't understand.
Throwing with his offhand.
The best part about it for me is, I don't know if you've seen any of the Destiny stuff, all right? If any of the Destiny fans in the chat are out there, all right? It reminded me so much of the Datto video where he's like, to the moon, he's on the floor. It's the same thing all over again. And I have the image of it just being a Destiny character prone in front of you that just, you kill them and they go like they do when they come off the bomb. Speaking of which, by the way, that mechanic has to stay, okay? I'm going to put a pitch out
said this a million times.
Please don't fix that BSG, please.
Let the models fly.
Please, it's so fun.
It's a reward for the
good.
win. It's a reward for the winner of the round to see that.
Thank you. It is absolute. Do you know what? That's the best way I've heard it described. You play this game, some things don't work in your favor. Sometimes things go wrong. All right, a little bit of jank, smoke, client side, whatever the case may be. It's nice to get through that and then knock somebody off the bomb and they just
Especially
You
when they
know,
land back and they're ragdolling, flying around.
exactly. In fact, I like the least aggressive ones, Techie. You know, the one where the model just kind of like, oh, and then just slow
Yeah,
teddy
and then
bear
just
rolls
tucks
along the
over.
side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
And he
yeah.
just keeps
So
tumbling in the air like a gymnast.
yes, please, please, BSG. I beg of you. If this ever reaches anybody in the Battle State Games program, leave the shooting ragdolls. They're
Everybody
amazing.
tag Apple.
Yeah,
Everybody tag Apple.
they are absolutely grand, and there's so many good
You can
clips from them
fix
as well.
anything else. Just don't touch that one. That one,
Yeah,
just leave
yeah,
that
yeah.
What about the audio and the hit rate? Just leave
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
please.
yeah. With the- Definite W. Okay. On the final part for the weapons topic, then, we always like to ask the two pros that come on to the podcast what you would do if you were given powers. All right, the ability to just take a weapon and Dragon Ball Z esque, fusion, put the two together and combine and make yourself a futuristic, uh, havoc wreaking weapon, shall we say? So, if the two of you, starting with, we'll go no technique first this time. If you could take two Tarkov weapons this day and age, put them together, and create a futuristic weapon to wreak havoc with, what is it that you're making, and why?
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't even thought about this before it like came up in this podcast, but I'm thinking like an SR3M chambered in 308.
Okay,
Jesus Christ.
okay.
A million
SR3M chambered
recoil,
in
but it
308.
sounds like when you take all the parts off a juice cannon with like the stock and everything off on main game and run around with it. It feels like that, but yeah, I just want that in the game. I don't know why,
Okay,
but that sounds like that
okay.
would be fun.
Are we allowing a three-part BMD muzzle adapter on the end of it as
Oh,
well for the extra
100%,
noise?
yeah,
Is that right?
100%. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, okay, okay. I can cook that. All right, all right. We might have to send that one to the AI artist and see if we can get an
I mean, they're adding
auto-generated
a
image of
50
that.
cal AK. Give me a 308 SR3M.
Is that the X50? Was it that I saw?
The AK-50. They're
That's the
adding one
one.
to the game.
That's
Oh,
the
the one that
one.
Nikita posted? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hot off the topic, by the way, chat. Go check that out. Go look by the Battle State Games
that's gonna
pages.
be insane.
It
That's going
looks
to be
fire.
insane.
The meme that got posted was "It's here before Grand Theft Auto," right? That was the joke, was that it
Yeah,
came to Tarkov before GTA, which is a
yeah.
good laugh about
There's a
that. We
lot of
love to
things
see that.
happening before GTA. We're getting a Battle Pass in Tarkov before GTA.
Well, let's talk about that. Actually, I was going to put that a little bit further down the podcast, but let's have a chat about that because it's a good thing to bring around. So, the Battle Pass dropped, the long-awaited Battle Pass. All right, as quoted by BSG themselves. How do we feel? Because I think when it comes to bringing players into the game as a whole, and the way that successful games out there today are, that concept includes a battle pass, right? You look at Marvel Rivals, you look at League of Legends, you look at other bits and bobs like that have that style of monthly purchase system. Even Apex Legends, Overwatch, all of them have this battle pass esque style sense of gameplay where there's either containers to open or aesthetics to be earned whilst you're playing along the game. Is this going to draw people in alongside the Epic Store announcement, do you think?
I think okay. I think that really depends on it. I don't know what Arena is going to be. If it's going to be keeping the same price, I think it still can. But if they make Arena free, I think it might really make
Hmm.
a big difference. Because the thing I've noticed with Arena is it's not that it's necessarily a bad game. Because obviously I play it, right. I think it's a good game.
Hmm.
I think part of the problem with Arena is main game Tarkov players aren't Counter-Strike players. They're just not. Like, I played Counter-Strike for years before I played Tarkov. So for me, Arena was like a dream game. It was Tarkov and Counter-Strike. But I think what happens is, like, Tarkov players, they want to go run around in a raid and be immersed. They don't want to go run around in Arena necessarily and get slammed around by people who want to jump shot them like I do. So I think if with a larger audience, I honestly think it would be a much bigger game. That's what I think.
I think it going free and doing something how when CS went free, like you can play unranked, maybe one mode with like limited map, or maybe not even limit the maps, but just
Hmm.
something where you get like half access to the game and then you can pay 15, 20 bucks. You get access to the full everything in the game.
Hmm.
You get maybe the first battle pass for free that's like added into that purchase just so it shows everybody like what you can get.
Hmm.
And I mean, I honestly like for a while I was like I don't really want like cosmetics in the game, but I mean if they add clothing, very subtle weapon skins, kind of how I think
Oh,
Bird Eyes
man, weapon
Deagle.
camo, please.
Yeah, like maybe something subtle. I don't want neon glowing bong guns like COD has, but like something like even gold, maybe gold weapons platinum, maybe some like subtle kind of tiger, how like Bird Eyes Deagle is in main game. Just something like that. Like that can add people like playing the game and earning stuff, especially if they can use that in arena in main game. So as long as you give something in like 100 levels, say like Rocket League, per se, has Rocket Pass every 6 months, 150 levels you can go through. That I mean, if you give somebody 150 things to unlock, then I mean, dude,
That's
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 gonna bring.
also that's part of the thing. It's like so it brings BSG money, right? So that's a win for them, and it gives players like a thing to be doing besides just going for rank.
Yeah, you
It's
can
like a
get
thing you can
150
do.
levels. You can do tier ups like for 15
Mhm.
bucks. You can buy 15 levels on your battle pass. Every game does that. I mean, if people want to just go through and get all the cool weapon skins, give them that option. That's more money for them, and it doesn't hurt anybody because they don't have to buy it if they don't want it.
So, with that in mind, there is already purchasable clothing in the game. Okay, you go to the website, you can buy some stuff extra for the
Add
arena.
more, please.
Do you think the purchasable clothing should be something you could earn through the later stages of a purchased battle pass? Or would you rather see that be a static thing that earns Battlestate Games money on the side, and the battle pass gives you a chance when you complete the previous one to earn the next one for free? Would you rather earn the battle pass through completing your battle pass, or would you rather earn more aesthetics through the battle pass, for
Well,
example?
most games, or at least the ones I play, like they'll have currency. So like maybe
Mm-hmm.
Tarkov can add its own currency to the game, and then
Yep.
per like if you buy the battle pass for 1,500 points, and then every 10 to 20 levels you get 100 points, and
Okay.
then that goes through each level. That's how a couple games that I play do it, and you can just earn your battle pass if you play the game for a month straight during that little wipe event. Then you can just buy the next battle pass, but you've put hundreds of hours in the game that wipe. So I mean, the game they're winning and we're winning because we get all the extra stuff from the battle pass. They get all the playtime from everybody on the game grinding it. So I mean,
Joe.
Well, I
I've seen the like how many clothes that are in the game on the back end. They could add infinite clothes, infinite armbands and stuff
Yeah.
for.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's just a model. You know, it's not hurting anybody. Like, who cares if there's 1,000 different armbands for? I mean, season one platinum or just. I mean, there's a million different things you can do with that.
Fair enough.
Especially
Shelby,
with
well,
how
thoughts?
like
I think like so okay for one when they as soon as they released the clothes in the store I bought all of them but I think the battle pass should have like specific clothes
yeah,
that
season
like kind of
related.
like yeah like a specific clothing that you can't just buy, you have to finish the battle pass and then they can just add whatever they want to buy also on top of that. Just I'd buy clothes and then I'd
Like in
also finish the battle
PUBG,
pass,
like when
so.
PUBG, if somebody finished season one, they had that parachute that you could see forever. And maybe if you got that armband, like season one completionist or something like that. I mean, it
Yeah.
could be named anything, but
When you complete that battle pass, then do you think the reward at the end of it should be purchased on top of it? Are you happy to spend the money to give
No,
Battlestate Games
no,
a bit?
no, no,
You
no,
no,
want
no,
no,
you
no,
no,
think
no,
that
no,
no,
should
no.
no,
be
no,
an
no.
earnable, right? That not a
It should
payable.
be
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
yeah, yeah, and
locked. It should
earnable,
be
Yeah.
yeah.
linked to your account.
Okay.
So when you wipe your account during each wipe,
Yeah.
I mean, it's only gonna wipe for a certain amount of more
Mhm.
months or years before it's main game, and
Mhm.
it's not gonna wipe. But I mean, when
Yeah.
that happens, just make that stuff transfer over like your normal stuff. It's just pinned to your account forever. Just
Yeah.
like when
Yeah,
I
no.
just
What I
prestiged.
meant was like separate, sort of. So like if they had clothes that you could buy and only buy, that's
Yeah.
Yeah,
fine.
that's what I meant. Like,
Whatever.
yeah, that's what I
But
mean. Like,
yeah,
keep
but
the
then
stuff from
also
the
have
battle
some
pass
you have to
separate.
finish.
Got
Yeah.
you. Got
Yeah.
you.
That's what
Well, that.
that's why I said the option where you can just skip through and pay the money, get everything in the battle
Yeah.
pass unlocked if that's how you want to do it, and just play the game so you don't have to grind so much.
Got you. Got you. Got you. So you're even down for like a fast track where you pay more
Yeah,
than the
I
battle
mean,
pass
I'm not gonna
essentially to
probably
just fully
do it,
complete
but
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
give people the option. I mean, why wouldn't you? If people don't have, maybe they only get 2 hours to play every
Mm.
5 days. They have a family, full-time job, 60 hours a week, and they can sit down and have a beer and play for 2 games. Like maybe they want all the stuff either way. They don't have the time to grind it, so give them the option to pay 40, $50 and unlock 150 levels or however many it is. I mean, it can
Yeah.
be. Yeah,
So I suppose
I wouldn't be against it.
it's two different versions of grind, right? You're either grinding on the game, like those of us that spend more hours at our
I mean,
computers than we
time
do
is money
outside.
to a lot of people, so that's
Exactly, that's it. It's stacking up, and you think that gentleman's gone and spent his time, or lady's spent her time at work. They've
yeah.
earned the money to pay to not grind it in the game. So theoretically, they have ground like those
So
that.
let them get drip. I mean,
Yeah,
why
that's
why
it.
punish somebody for not having the time? You know what I
Some
mean?
people don't like the pay to win aspect, and that's the devil's advocate. I'm
See,
kind of
that's not its
attesting to
pay
the
to
fact.
win though. It's not technically if being like as long as we're not having cosmetics that make you completely blacked out, standing in corners, etc. That's not pay to win to me.
No, I agree with
I
you,
don't
and this
know.
is, what, that's why I'm kind of toasting the fire underneath you here. All right? I'm emanating a bit of Shelby for a second because it is a thing. All right, there's going to be somebody out there that's will be like, well, still mini transactions, micro TX. So why are we asking for more money after a game we've paid money for? I'm just playing all sides of the coin, and I think I'm with you personally. I think every
The thing is,
player that
Arena is
enjoys
like
it.
everybody had it. Like they gave it to everybody who had EOD already. So like you didn't even pay extra for this. So if they want to add a battle pass, let's just
I
Thank you.
think
Yeah.
there's
already
gonna be
gave
a
it to you
lot.
once. Like,
There's gonna be a lot of people that are rightfully so still pissed off about the whole unheard thing. So I think that scarred the whole.
Yep.
Like they have to make these whenever they do big changes like this, like adding the battle pass, adding pay to win elements. They need to do it right because they don't have that buffer to, I guess, fuck up. That's the easiest way to say. Because I mean, unheard of. That was quite a stab in the game
It was
for a
unheard
long
of,
time.
literally,
Yeah, it
without the
was
meme.
literally like
Yeah,
unheard of.
actually unheard of. People for the
So
longest time.
that's why I
Yeah.
want them to do this, and I mean I don't mind at all. Like I mean, unheard of sucked. It kind of was a stab because I've played the game for 7 years, get a kick in the nuts like that. But at the same time, like I don't know. I'm not gonna get too deep into that. But you know, at least what I was going with, like they need to do it right and think about it beforehand. Even if it takes an extra month or two, like make sure you like deliver something like this right, or it's gonna be bad.
Here's a
People are
final
gonna.
question for you then, and this is just something that's popped into my head, and I'll ask the both of you this. In fact, I'll probably go. We'll go Shelby first on this one because I'm curious. I think your answer might be more controversial than Techie's on this after the depth you just gave us. I think I know where Techie's going to come out from this, but I'm curious. So, are you of the opinion then that the paid battle pass itself would be a good test product? And would you, as a relatively large content creator, Mr. Famous, one of the biggest out there, would you be considered somebody as a good test? I'm winding chat. We've got to roast Techie about this, okay? Because the poor man absolutely gets ground into the ground. You want to know what makes Techie crash out? Call him Mr. Famous multiple times on the night, and he will.
That'll
He
do
might
it.
even think
That'll
about
do it.
scalping you. No, but we love him all dearly. No, okay. If Battlestate Games reached out to the two of you and said, here's the battle pass a month early, keep it to yourselves. We'd like you to pay for it. Would you be willing to pay for it to test it?
yeah, I'd pay for it. I mean, I already
I
have
mean,
like 5,000 hours in the game. It doesn't matter to me.
I was about to say I've been playing for 7.5
Yeah.
years, 14,000 hours. I'm very one-sided when it comes to that. Like, I'm invested in this game that much already. Like, that's why when people were like, pay to get your pockets bigger, like I probably would have paid to get my pockets bigger because I play the game so damn much and I love it. So I mean, why would I not? You know. It's
Okay.
essentially the same thing as people playing League for 15 years and having every skin on the game, putting thousands of dollars into it.
Hey,
World of
I'll.
Tanks, people buying thousands of dollars in tank. I mean, there's Star Citizen. Do I even need to get started on that?
Oh, dude,
Clash of
I have a
Clans.
Star Citizen fleet, buddy. Hold on, don't even go there.
Like,
was it us
add
that
the
was sat
add
that one morning yapping at the Clash of Clans? Didn't we all have the Clash of Clans out and we were like three bases worth? I feel like Shelby was.
No, that wasn't
No.
me. I haven't played. I haven't. Thankfully, I have not gotten into any phone game since Pokemon Go.
Oh,
So
I played the shit out of Clash of Clans when I was
It
in high
was,
school.
it was us. I
yeah,
knew
it
it
must have
was.
been
Yeah.
y'all.
Okay, so for those that don't know, I'm a real Clash degen. Like 3 accounts, 11 years worth of playing all 3 accounts. We're like Town Hall 15, 14, and 13 at this point. Very silly. Okay, there's a lot of sweat gone into Clash, but yeah, you can certainly lose your life to a lot of these things. But Clash was one of those ones that sort of left me a bit favoured. You didn't need to pay on that. You can earn the gems without really needing to put any money
Yeah,
into it.
you
It's a
just
mobile
grind it.
game. Exactly. So I quite favour that perspective on games as a whole. Like, I don't mind putting money into something that I appreciate, but I personally would rather pay money for the aesthetics. Like, I'd opt into making my guy look better than I
Yeah.
would necessarily like a larger price on the battle pass. So I like the fact that we're getting both. And I think the sooner the battle pass is in there, the less likely is that need for Arena to have a cost pre-purchase, right? The battle pass is there and it's generating consistent income instead of a one-off purchase of the game. I think Battlestate Games then get given a good door frame to say, okay, right, now it goes free, and we've got other ways to generate and keep that support in the background going financially, as well as still
For
being able to
servers
give people what they
too,
want.
possibly upgrade servers and all that infrastructure in the background, deal with the code problems they have. I mean, there's a million different things, and it's just more revenue coming in. And I mean, it's just you're pretty much just paying for the guy to design it, and then it's just in the game forever, and you can just make money passively on that. So I
Interesting.
don't know.
Okay, let's take the car back off the side road. Let's pull it a little bit back closer towards the topic that we were sort of bringing this about, which is Arena. I want to have a little bit talk about the scenes in general. Okay, we've got the EU scene, your NA scene, your CIS region, and your APAC region. So 4 essentially zones with the players, 4 different variants of player skill. Which region, personally, do you two guys think at the moment is the strongest out of the 4?
think it's EU.
I think EU. I mean, yeah. If we had to say, they get more tournaments. They just get. I mean, I'm not saying that as like a bad thing. It's just there's more exposure. There's more teams. There's more orgs. There's just infinitely more time to like. I don't know. They just
It's
have
almost
way
like
more.
EU was more accepting of Arena than NA was.
Yeah.
NA like kind of
Player
like a lot
base,
of
yeah.
a lot of like big streamers in NA just kind of shit on it, and then that was it. And then EU kind of would give it a bit bigger chance, I would say, really.
I think if Blast Game came out first, it would have been a whole different ball game for Arena. I think it would have been night and day. Because a lot
Okay.
of people, when they want an Arena competitive shooter, they want bomb mode. I mean,
Gotcha.
Counter-Strike, S&D, CSGO has bomb mode. I mean, every successful game like that has bomb mode. And Arena releasing without it, I think, hurt it more than anything. But now it's starting to bounce back because people are starting to invest in that.
Well, thinking about that bounce back, that's something I'm looking to try and see if we can empower and encourage here. Something which I think will help that bounce back is the maps. Okay, I know we've both, between ourselves, me and No Technique, and me and Shelby, in separate Discord conversations and probably in joint ones as well, have talked about future maps quite a lot of the time. And I'm really delighted this week, chat, to say that these guys have really cooked when it comes to the map question. All right, we always like to ask the pros if you could take your own map, start from scratch, build it up. What would you go for, and what would you bring to the scene to really excite players for new maps when it comes to Blastgong or even a different game mode overall? And the pros this week have come heavily armed. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the question to the guys, and the question is, if you could design a map, what would you go for? And I'm going to bring the first image up on screen, and whoever's image it belongs to, if you guys take that part of the question and start off describing to us your map. So, image number 1, who does this belong to?
Oh, that's mine. That's Raid from Black Ops 2.
Okay, what is it about this that you like? What is it that you would implement into your map if you could design it from scratch?
Okay, I loved Raid because there was when you played Search on it, there was like a zone that's almost in the middle, and then there's one on the far right, and it was in a tight room, but there was like big rotate lanes, and I think that's one thing that Tarkov Arena maps don't always have, except for 4. 4 has a good rotate lane.
Okay.
But I would say like a couple of the maps, like there's not really a good way to rotate, and I think that a map built like this just gives a good way to rotate, a good way to sneak around without having to immediately push into 4 people.
There's wider lanes is what I think he's going for. Like the lanes aren't so.
There's more choices that you can use. There's more choices that you can take than there is in the majority of arena maps, which is sort of like a 2 or 3 lane map at most.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, that was one of my favorite maps of Black Ops 2. I love that map.
Okay, there's a couple more images you brought with it as well. So this one here for the folks at home is a little bit smaller. This is another one that I recognize. This is a Counter-Strike map. So talk to us about this then.
This was my pick. This was Nuke. I around 2016, 2017, because they've changed it so many damn times. But it was harder to find a picture from back then. But I think that would be my CS:GO map. I didn't really think about any other type of games, but if I had to pick like a COD style map, would probably be High Rise.
Okay.
I think High Rise would be badass. 2 like facing buildings like that with the plat in between.
Okay. Thoughts
See,
on?
like
Thoughts
Connor
on?
said, Cash would be fun. I mean, the Cobblestone, like Shelby posted earlier, but we didn't pick a video or a picture of Cobblestone, even though Fort's like Cobblestone. But I think Nuke
Okay.
like that would be such a good map.
And this is another one we've got here. So this one is a different picture again. Where is this from? Because this one I also recognize as another Counter-Strike
That's
map.
Nuke. That's
That's
Nuke.
Nuke.
That's
So
just that. That's the outside of Nuke. Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
new Nuke. That's what that. That's why you
Yeah.
haven't
See that I
noticed it.
couldn't find the picture, but there was a balcony that ran around the window on the older Nuke, and that's the one I was trying to find.
I have a quick thing. Can we ban Trevi for saying "Give me Ancient"? I don't know if
Yeah,
anyone's ever played Ancient. That map is
Can we please
terrible.
ban Trevi?
Is Ancient the
Give me
one with
Ancient.
the
Get outta
the Aztec forest and like the pyramids and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks
it's
like
dog shit.
remember that runner game, the game where you had to jump over
Temple
stuff?
Run.
That's what it looks like. Temple Run. Yeah, it looks like Temple Run in Counter-Strike. It's a horrendous map.
Oh,
God, it's so bad.
Do you know what? I got to be honest with you. I think you're both cooked. I think Trevi's onto one there. I like that map. I'm fire map. I'm actually kind of with. Yeah, sorry guys,
Right,
I'm
I
with Trevi
gotta
on
go.
that
I gotta
one.
go.
Suddenly the pros need to leave. Cracked makes a comment and they're out of here.
From his own stream, dude. How do we do that? Yeah, like Connor said, grow up, dude. Get real, okay?
There's nothing that would make me crash more than playing ESEA and having to play fucking Ancient. That literally made me. That's what makes me triggered in other games. Even though I wasn't.
I'm done, honestly. I just chat's having the roast as well. Cracked grow up. Oof. Connor came in hot and hard
Unbelievably
with that
bad
one.
take.
Yeah,
Connor usually does come in like that, so
burning the
Horrendous
fire,
take.
roasting the flames. Gotta love it. So, with that being said, we've talked about your potentials for maps. We've got a couple of ideas from you. I like the ideas, okay? Regardless of our differing tastes, all right? Your opinions are wrong and mine are wrong too. We'll go with that for the now. We're all just
everybody's
cooked.
wrong.
Yeah, that's it. Different opinions though also comes around to drip. We know you guys like to dress up, so should we have a little look at what your favorite pieces of clothing are, what it is you're currently rocking? Maybe even have a little bit of a chat about those masks because, let's be honest, the one really cool thing I think that swapped between the two patches that we've seen was the introduction of those masks for taking part in the HPL. And well, let's pull up No Tech, have a quick talk about us and this drip of yours, shall we say? So, a couple of features, right? We've got that killer tracksuit in there, the typical triple
That's
stripe.
the new addition
Okay,
to it because they just
okay.
added that to Arena. I was for the longest time rocking just the whole urban responder drip with like either the shattered mask or I would wear the Jason mask, the hockey mask with the welder goggles because you could like clip through them. That was
Okay.
usually always my drip. But then they added this, and I had to put it on.
And out of 10 for the mask.
What'd you say? Sorry.
Score out of 10 for the mask. Score out of 10 for your
Oh,
hoplite
10,
mask.
10 out, 10, 10 out of 10. I mean, of
Actual
course,
10?
like the
Love it.
golden one's cool, but I would have rather had this if I won than the gold one. Just from like the black and gray, just looks so sick. The gunmetal. I don't know. I
Okay.
love it.
Okay. Shelby, thoughts?
I like the mask. Yeah, the mask is super cool. I like the mask a lot.
Okay.
fan.
Well, I think it's time to bring up your drip as well, then, Mr. Shelby, because you go for a slightly different style. And personally, I think this is more up my alley. For the folks at home, talk to them about the dress down for the dress up, shall we?
Okay. So I like the most ridiculous looking things possible, and the Rizzy mask just looks ridiculous. So I put it on everything I can. Yeah. So anything I can shove a Rizzy mask on, it just goes straight on. Yeah. So if it's not Enforcer, I have the Gimp mask on. It just looks awesome. I love it. Looks so goofy. I
Keeping
just
it
want
nice
them to
and
see
dark.
that that's what I'm wearing when they die to me. You know, I love it.
Yeah. Don't want to be standing out too much though. I see you've gone for the black theme, the hiding in the trash bags theme there.
Yeah. So I only own black shirts in real life. So if there's black drip in a game, I'm gonna have it on too. I love black. I don't know why. I just do.
It wasn't anything at all to sort of match up with your ratty gameplay normally found in the trash bags at the back of lanes. No, just complete coincidence.
That's rich. That's rich.
Right.
That's real rich. Yeah, nothing to do with that. No. No.
Well,
Although I do blend in with the trash pretty well.
yeah, we were only teasing a little bit, chat, because poor Shelby had his stuff pushed in earlier on by a guy called Chad, who was sat in the trash bags all the way deep in lane one. The most ironic name in the world for a guy not moving, stood stone still like a statue, did have us in bits. Thankfully, we weren't streaming at the time, so we don't actually have the evidence to embarrass the culprit on that one, unfortunately. Next time around, we'll have to get it, but yeah, ruthless as it was, we did find ourselves a little crab in the background, didn't we? I do love a good bit of drip.
Yeah.
Do you know what I've got for a suggestion? Because we were talking about this. First podcast, we suggested like a cape or something, like a jacket, right? As an emote for like the end of a match. Maybe you take your jacket off and you just sort of dust your shoulders off because you've won me 5 days or something like that. A little bit of cool flair and an emote. How about this though? After seeing the hoplite masks, I would like the next NA HPL item to be some gauntlets, right? Some armored gauntlets with like layering on them so that it matches that hoplite style. So you've got like cool looking hands.
You can tear together like a whole like I guess you'd say like
I
outfit
think
with
gloves, just gloves, gauntlets. I think that'd be really cool. Like battle
Addition
pass
to,
or
like, the
tournament
drip.
thing. That'd be
Yeah.
super cool to have separate
Yeah.
gloves. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Because I think once you get around to doing two, then the third one has to be like a belt. Okay, then we're talking like WWE, big wrestling belt style thing, but maybe not so wrestling. You get me?
Let me get a Louis belt in Tarkov, dude.
Yeah,
Walking around with a
Louis Vuitton
belt.
belt. Ooh, wait, Gucci shades?
Oh, of course. We gotta have
Okay,
those.
okay. Not Prada. Gucci always on the shades.
Knowing
I don't even know
Tarkov, it
those.
would
They
be
look
like Louis Vuitton or something like that.
Give me an
I
anime
still
big
want my
titty EM
tracksuit
pistol.
pants. They were in the damn original start of Arena. They were in there, so I know they're in the game. Let me have them.
I
I will
honestly,
grind out
Please.
another 100 kills for some tracksuit pants.
I'd be down for a Shawn White crossover, right? Or even a Tony Hawk crossover. I want some skateboarding gear. Yeah, give me some 3/4 length Quicksilver shorts. Give me a baggy tee, A set of shades and a cool haircut all day long. I don't care. I don't need to hide. I'm not fussed about my colours. Yeah, I'll have quite happily beach shorts. Yeah, actual swim shorts, full
As long
neon bright color palm trees in the lot.
I'm down with that, as long as we don't go Fortnite route where I'm gonna have Sabrina Carpenter hitting the gritty on me after the round's over. I think we're good on that.
Classic. Oh no. PMC showing up in DC shoes. Yes, Connor, you see now chat's getting the vibe. And speaking of getting the vibe, chat, we did message and mock a little bit about the cat wrangler, all right, but I've got to talk about a little something. Mr. Shelby not only is a great cat owner and a wonderful father to the cats, but there was a little cat recently, wasn't there, Mr. Shelby, that decided to sort of walk themselves into your own life. You've been doing God's will to look after, haven't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's still hanging out there doing his
Yeah?
thing.
He's still vibing.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
He's interesting little fella. I don't know. Very feral, but he's kind of cool. I don't know.
chat, we found basically the Shelby KB2 of the cat world, right? The man comes off the streets into Shelby's back garden after being battered and bruised a little bit, but still smiling from ear to ear. Shelby looked after the poor soul, and he hasn't really left after that, which is kind of adorable. But he's looking really healthy. It's a good conversation myself and Shelby sharing our DMs. We get every 2 or 3 days, I get to see a cool cat picture, all right, of this creature that has entered your life. He's not left either. You said he'd gone for a couple of days, and then he was back again. So yeah, good to
Yeah,
hear.
I come back home and he'll be sitting on the front porch and I'm like, oh, what's up, dude? Like,
Has he got a name yet? Have you called him Boomerang for each time he keeps coming back?
that'd be a good name. I should call him that. Maybe let's call him Boomerang. I don't know. It's He leaves for like a day or two at most, and then he's just right back there at the front door. So I don't know. I guess it's just kind of here now.
Friends for life, eh? Friends for life. Well, chat, we're certainly coming towards the part in time for the podcast where we all need to take a small break, all right? Give you all a chance to get up, go stretch your legs, touch some grass if you're feeling really dangerous, or just use the bathroom like the rest of us normally would. And then everything else you need to do before locking back in for the second half. So, for the next about 7 minutes or so, we're coming back about 35 past. Go get yourselves up, enjoy yourselves, and then be back here ready for the second half of episode 3, Aquila Fever. Thank you for being here so far. We'll see you soon.
go.
There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Might not have been the right button to begin with, but we found our way there in the end. Welcome back to the second half of episode 3, and welcome to Arena Podcast. This week's episode is featuring none other than Shelby KB2 and No Technique TV in the Aquila Fever episode. We are talking to the Aquila pros and 2 of those famous faces that sport the front line for the Aquila squad. We've been having a natter about kits, conundrums and map choices, potential thoughts in pressured situations, what frustrates us, and what makes us really happy about enjoying this game as a whole. But we also have some crazy things that happen inside of the arena. And to start off the second half, we're going to go to a round that I think you all have been very much enjoying, which is called the What Happens Next round. Okay, inside of this round, we take the 2 pros into a clip that's happened during the week, whether it's been a clip that's submitted by the community, by one of the 2 pros which I've scoped out myself, or maybe even a clip that somehow magically happened inside of my gameplay whilst I had my eyes closed. Crazy things have happened. That's why we like to call Arena the FA Cup of Esports, because everything and anything happens inside of the arena. So, put your brain cells together, give it a hot, hard think, and tell us what happens next. So, Shelby, there's a raised eyebrow. I'll start you off. What happens next, Mr. Shelby?
I feel like that's Bunny with the op. I think that's Bunny, and I think she's gonna turn and jump shot you.
Bunny
be
X
honest with
Paco.
you.
So you expect this to be a straight up, boink, snap, one tap to the head. Is that what
I've
we're
never
calling?
seen anybody else wear the bunny mask running around in arena before, so
Okay.
I think that's her.
Okay.
Yeah, I second that, but I also have never seen her use an op, so this is gonna be.
I haven't
interesting if
either.
That is her.
Okay. So the thought is that the person in this clip is going to get absolutely annihilated, yeah? Bunny's going to just turn and do a 180 and wonder wham this guy into next week, yeah?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you a little context. This is me. Do you want to rethink that for a sec?
Oh, you definitely.
Okay, so you fell over immediately.
Chat. All right, this is why I love what happens next, because nobody's predicting this. All right, here's what happens next.
Okay.
All right. Well, I wouldn't have guessed that. That is that's not you could have would not have seen that coming in a million years.
Yes. All right, yeah, that was something.
That was a banger. That was a banger.
Okay, listen, I really did think that was gonna be Bunny though, and it wasn't. But I really thought that was gonna be Bunny because the mask. I
Do
really
you know what's
did.
crazy? When you went with that, I was like, do you know what? I hadn't even thought about that, but it makes so much truth, like so much sense. It's like, this is absolutely great. And do you know what the funny thing is? There is a couple of the easy fails, the epic fails esports boys that were in the game when it happened. And I'm not going to lie to you, I was losing my mind. Like I was actually shouting in the Discord. I was like, guys, there's no way guys, please, come on. I voiped that guy at the end there. Like, I'm like, hey, brother. I shouted that in VoIP at the top of my voice. The fact that he doesn't react after that, I'm just, mind blown. So, unfortunately, folks, 0 points for the What's Happened Next pros today. Not able to guess the next point in the scenario, but that's fine. We've still yet to have a pro be able to correctly, should we say, decipher the conundrum. We had Stripey's Dolphin Dive 360 Beyblade Tornado on the floor that had everybody spun.
Of course,
and then
that was
last week's
Stripey
action.
of all. That is some Stripey material, if anybody.
Checks out. Let's
It's,
check out.
Stripey the Dolphin. A little shout out to Stripey the Dolphin. I hear you're now an endangered species. People have got their eyes on you. Yeah, get off the floor.
Yeah, we see you.
We do love a good clip. We do love a good clip. And especially when the crazy ones come out, all right? You don't get that every day of the week, do you? I mean, that is a once a week type of thing. Maybe
Yeah,
even
that's a once a
if you're lucky.
month. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if even.
You don't get to follow people around with their coattails like that for at least over half the map. So
So, once a month achievements. Let's talk about that then, okay? Individually, one at a time. We'll go with No Tech first. Off the top of your head, No Tech, which team player in the scene right now, EU, NA, do you think is the hardest for you to play against personally? Who, when you come up against somebody in the scene, is the toughest person for you to play against right now?
I just got cooked.
okay, But let's talk about something in chat that just popped up real quick. There's no way that Apple, out of all people, is calling me out for the amount of shots that we did. Let's have a little a minute story time here for the chat to say I can't. Okay. I'm probably 15 drinks deep already on my birthday night at TwitchCon, and we go to this random fucking dive bar at 45 minutes before they close. And who's all in there? Oh, all of the Tarkov devs. Apple walks up to me, we say hello and everything. He's like, "You want to do shot? Sure, let's do shot." 17 shots later, let's just say 17 drops of lemon drop later, I was still hanging with them. So don't even try me, Apple.
Yeah, but
Every one of them all weekend walked up to me. "How are you alive? You are a legend." That's all I got told all weekend. So I think I passed the test that I can drink with the Russians.
I heard there's a very different scenario. There's a very different description between hanging out with and hanging out with.
I hung with them until I got to my Airbnb, and then I was on the bathroom floor, passed out.
Well, that's a trooper
And I
right
didn't-
there. You made it to safety before you passed out.
I never slept through a match. That was Friday night, and there was no game on Friday. So I missed day one of TwitchCon that I paid for. I did miss that. And I missed my own birthday dinner. So I never missed a match.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Okay, what was the original question? I had to put Apple in his
Well,
place.
the original question was the toughest person in the scene to be able to go up against. So I think the answer to that question is the BSG squad. I think your L is being taken going up against BSG.
Apple gave me a back end error in real life after that many drinks. But to answer your question, I mean, there's so many demons, man. I can name 5 people off the top of my head that are just annoying as hell to fight in arena, but probably that takes the cake on a consistent basis is Cruisin. Cruisin is, I mean this in a very nice way, very fucking annoying to fight on arena because he's never doing the same thing twice, and if he is, he's so consistent that he can just push curtain on bull and kill 3 people 3 rounds in a row, and there's just nothing you're gonna do about it because it's Cruisin. So that's probably my he's up there, Dev's up there, Barb's up there. I mean, there's so many demons. Everybody's so around the same skill level. It's just kind of who's feeling it that day, who's going to be extra snappy, who's going to be 1v4 and back to back. But I'd say Cruisin takes the cake for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And just real quickly, guys, I have to say a massive thank you to everybody that's dropping a whole load of support during the podcast today. We're trying to keep it so that we can, not overwhelm the pros with all of this amazing support that's flooding down on my right-hand side. But I do want to take just 2 seconds, Shelby and NoTech, to say thank you to a lot of people that have joined in with the action today as the hype train has just finished. The guys have been absolutely slamming it. All right, we've got followers coming in from Schmitty B, Paco Fiesta, Corium Operator, Sub Certified, I Am Scooby, Mr. Kevizor. I don't know how I'm pronouncing that. If I butchered it, then well, sorry, get a better name. My bad. Yeah, Kiwi's in chat. Kiwi's in here. Smashy coming in with the resub, tier 1 there as well. Appreciate that, Smashy. And then doubling down by dropping 5 gifties on the chat as well. All right. If you received an airdrop from Smashy, make sure to say thank you, guys. Appreciate you all. Smashy again. Big love. Thank you for that. And Apple coming in with the follow. I mean, we're going to talk about people being a little bit late. Are we not like past the clock on this one? Is this not a little bit of a red-handed scenario, Apple? All right. Are we not feeling a little bit behind the time? No, I'm kidding. Welcome to the library, sir. You got a little wiser today, although I don't think we need to give Apple any more brain cells, or he might just start world domination, let's be real. Is that the... Okay, all the notifications are catching up now as well, unless that's okay, so no doubles. It's been broken. Literally, officially, they broke the old PC, all right? No Tech was responsible for the first blue screen on that checkpoint game that gave it the good old night. Now officially crashing the second.
I never did anything. That was not my idea.
Definitely
It may have
not.
100% been my idea, but it's okay.
No, shout out Sub Certified coming in with the tier 1. Thank you again, and No Tech again for the resub. Guys, appreciate you all. You're absolute legends. But back to the important bit, all right? Credit where credit is due. These lovely gentlemen have taken time out of their evenings to come and join us and yap about Arena. So let's continue that conversation because Cruising was frustration. Shelby, any differing opinions? Is there anybody in particular that winds you up when you go against them?
Oh, it's definitely Cruising. I can give you like a breakdown of what it looks like when you're fighting Cruising if you want to see.
Have you got one? Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it with my camera. Are you ready?
Oh, okay,
It's like
okay.
It's like this. You see, and then just staring at head level from whatever corner you're sitting in, and then when you peek it, you're just gonna die. There you go. That's it.
That's pretty fucking accurate.
It's cruising in the chat. I want to see if we can get a response. It's cruising here. Cruising, come on, brother. Come out of hiding. Tell me you got something in response for that, because that is a W right there.
He's probably too busy dropping like 60 bombs on kids in last year who are just trying to do their dailies.
Yeah, that's
Unreal.
it's just because he doesn't even have to, like, he's just gonna be standing there, and you can jiggle peek him and he won't shoot. As soon as you swing it, your head's gone. And you're like, okay, man, like I don't know what to do with you except for nade you, so I'm just gonna keep doing that, I guess.
That is what I know. What triggers cruising? When I start nading cruising, I know it pisses him off. So at least I have that upper hand on cruising.
That's good, actually. Do you know, it's funny. We didn't get to speak to Snorlax from the Pandemic squad. There were too many Pandemic members, basically, to have on the podcast at the same time we were interested to talk to, because I've only got 2 windows for 2 people, so I can't have 5 of them. But Snorlax and I played a game against each other during the week, and we were having a laugh to and fro in the DMs, where, because we've interacted so much on the ranked scenes and coaching now, we know each other and read each other so well. So first round, of course, Snorlax nades me top mid, and I'm swearing blind that my desk is like, of course it's Snorlax, that's why I'm dead top mid. And then, of course, we get him back, because they're like, all right, Snorlax is going to aggressive push mid next round. Boink, off the top of the container, loop it over, straight onto the top of his head. And then I get a message in my DM 2 seconds later. God damn it, I knew it was you. You always read me so well. So definitely something to play into. If you can't kill someone, play a game of hot potato.
It's funny you say Snorlax. I think out of all people that I've traded nades with at the same time at the same round, more with Snorlax than probably anybody.
That man is a myth when it comes to his grenade skills, all right? I'm telling you now.
I'm glad he got in the pro scene. He needed to be in there.
Praise that. Shout out Snorlax. Kind and very confident words from No Technique there. Seal of approval from Mr. Famous himself. I don't think you'll get a flashier symbol to put on your resume, so W on that one, Snorlax. A little bit of cook. Can we get Techie to crash before we get Shelby to sing? That's the question. W shout out. But no, it is good to see Snorlax in the pro scene. I'm going to be honest with you. Very much enjoying seeing his performance with the Pandas. And again, a little moment to take a shout out to thank the Pandas as well, obviously. Panderic EFT coming in and sponsoring the podcast as they have done for this 3-week period, all right, last week, this week, and the next one going on. Looking forward to continue that working relationship with the Panderic squad, who are also trying to keep pushing this scene forward, continually bringing tournaments and bits and bobs to look forward to in the future. More on that and the closeout. We've got a video for you and a trailer from the previous Panda Cup action to be able to look at as we end the show today. But a couple more questions first. A little bit more conversation. We've got a couple more clips actually to look at in a second as well. But for me, we've talked about the people that you think are like the toughest to play against. If you could go out there and make an all-star team from any scene right now, who's your starting roster?
Shelby's starting this one.
Go for it, Shelby. Off top of your head, top 5 players, the top 5 demons that you could put together in a star-studded roster. What 5 are you going to pick?
It'd be Fox, Furlex, Cruisin, Barb, and Cacao.
Fox, Furlex, Cruisin, Barb, Cacao. Christ. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I mean, damn. Eesh. Okay, yeah, no, I wouldn't want to be standing on the other side of the pitch to that. That is ruthless. Okay.
Yeah.
No Tech, any thoughts?
Oh, man, that's hard. I mean, that team needs a strategist. So, I got to give that to Walker.
Okay.
Then Fox.
Yep.
I'd say Furlex pretty much is a given. Cacao, because I've seen what he can do on and off ping IRL. So, he's an absolute demon.
Okay.
And I'd say Cruisin.
Okay.
And then probably Barb and Cruisin work so well together. If me not being on the team and it was just 5, probably that 5 right there.
Roger. Okay. Interesting thoughts and a different perspective slightly from me there. Shelby, you're valuing more just having 5 actual D. Like, I'm going to take it 2 people. I don't need a brain. These guys are just going to be that good with the gun skill. We don't need strats. We're just going to be able to run people down. They can run us all the
It's
like.
so hard to
walk at
pick
them.
just 5. I mean, rapid. Look at there's another demon in the chat right there too.
This is it. Now, this is the thing that makes me smile, because it's like, how do you really go into that Final Fantasy team? Like, you have to start thinking about, we need a brain maker. We need a... we need
killing people, peer vibes.
Do you reckon that would be an issue though if you actually went and fetched yourself a? Do you? All right. Theoretically, we have an all-stars game. All right. Say you take the 5 best European players, the 5 best American players, the 5 best CIS region players, and the 5 best APAC players. All right, and you made a star-studded team. We did an all-stars match. Uh, do you think there are better standout players in other regions that would make that closer?
I just think that the play styles are just so different between all the
Mm.
regions. I don't watch APAC and CIS a lot. I mean, I've watched a few tournaments, but I mean, just the difference between even when I play EU guys in ranked or whatever, like they're completely different. Like
Mm.
to each his own. Like NA is way more aggressive overall, I guess you'd say. I don't know if that's like a good thing all the time, but that's the main difference I see is EU is way more passive, like way more games where it goes down to 17 seconds and then they push site and execute a plant. More of like NA's like let's get in the site in 17 seconds and plant the bomb. So it's just more
Mm.
of like two completely different dynamics.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Game
But I
modes.
mean, game,
Go on. No,
no,
no, if you got some
you're good.
extra.
You're
No,
good.
no, no, no. Fire away,
No, no,
Mr.
no.
Techie.
Nah, no, you're good. You're good. You're
I'll
good.
rock, paper, scissors you for it. That side. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Well, we both got scissors. Oh, well. I guess
Okay,
we're
just
cutting it up.
you're.
Right. Scissors, the scissors to
We'll
pieces.
take
We're
it a
chopping
50-50. We'll take it 50-50.
I am not taking a 50-50 against you, okay? I've lost many of them. I don't need that experience again, okay? Now we're good for that. I'll just wait until you pop over headshot and then we'll rip your head off again whilst you're being cocky.
There we go.
Good
I'll
for
just
that.
try to jump shot you.
Yes, yes. Hey, I'm 2-0 to you on those jump shots right now, mister. You got some catching up to do.
Yeah, I've been slacking.
Oof.
Been slacking.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I've hit some
It's the
heaters though
age
lately,
catching up to
so
him, probably. That's what it is.
I mean, I am one of the oldest arena players, if not the oldest. So
Hey, I mean, we said we'd retired the other season, okay? And by the other season, I mean last week or the week before, I think it was. I traded jump shots with Don Pacelli, and I came out on top. All right, I headshot the Don whilst he was also off the
oh,
ground trying to jump shot me,
I
and that's
love
it.
making Don crash out. I love making Don crash out. That's one of my favorite pastimes.
I
I
mean, it's
love
probably
making
going to be
Don.
the only time I'm ever going to kill somebody with 20,000 hours in the game. So, like I say, that was me retired then. Yeah, that was it. I ticked the box, full bucket list completed. We shook Don's hand and we walked off, a happy man. And now that one being put to
I'm
bed.
not 42, you piece of shit. I'm 32. Fuck you.
I mean, one could argue either
Okay.
way. I'll give. I
Don't
can't
go
say
with me on
anything.
age. I was about to
Okay.
say, don't come with me on age.
I have no hair to talk about.
I
so
have
got
gray
no
hair. You
comment.
have no hair. So we got.
All right, it shines bright like a diamond. Okay, Rihanna would be proud of this forehead. All right, we'll just leave it there. Okay. Talking about game modes, let's have a little chat about that. What is your favorite game mode? Last Hero? Maybe Checkpoint?
Both you want to see me get upset? It's those games. It's me really upset. It's definitely
Shelby?
Blast Gang.
Yeah, it's definitely Blast Gang.
Yeah.
I have PTSD from season 1 team fight. I don't think I'll ever recover from. So the only time you'll see me in team fight is if I'm desperate to shoot somebody in the head in game and I can't get a Blast Gang match. That's about it.
Okay, fair enough.
I despise it now.
I think team fight should just be turned into team deathmatch at the respawn. So that's just me, and that's what I think it is.
Honestly, yeah.
Maybe I think it'd be much more fun that way.
Team fight should be team deathmatch, but with respawns.
Yeah. Kind of how Checkpoint
Yeah, I
is,
mean,
but just make it deathmatch. Just
all team fight becomes is like, how long can I sit in the corner and stare at the wall?
There's no incentive. There's no incentive to really push site. You just hold like an off angle in mid or whatever bomb site it is.
So
and
would you
just
make
never
the
rotate.
Would you make the capture timer slightly smaller then, so that you were able to, like, obviously orchestrate a window to get on the point and capture it out, or is it just a score total at the end of it, instead more a domination than a capture?
I think it was a good idea. Team fight was a cool idea. Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's just the way people play it is not what I don't think they were going for. I don't think they were going for the way
there were the meta that was based around, especially season 1, where people would just go prone, alt lean, and then you can't die to the raiders. You would just sit there and out heal, alt lean. Like that was so. And the amount of tournaments when I was with Evasion, we lost in like the semifinals, quarterfinals to heal offs and hoping to God Killa didn't decide to randomly walk down into the corner you were in.
Yeah.
That should not be in a competitive space. Like there was one tournament where we sat for 7 minutes healing, and the commentators were just like staring off into the distance, like we don't know what to do. They're just healing, and then finally somebody died to one of the bosses. But it was just, I just have PTSD from that. Like they just need to add respawns to it, or if they're gonna keep it like it is, remove the the raiders and stuff, and just do like a shrinking circle that just like deals a shit ton of damage to you.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like make you move towards the middle instead of just randomized like raiders walking around in groups, and then you can walk by them and the next person they shoot. So it's just there's too much randomness to that.
Okay, okay. Interesting. So if you had a chance to go and develop a game mode yourself then right now, obviously we've got Blast Gang, we've got Team Fight, we've got Last Hero, and we've got Checkpoint. I liked the idea of melees only, obviously. I thought it would be really cool to have that game mode just pre-set up. It's just classes
Yeah.
with knives. The knives all hit for the same damage in that game mode, so it didn't matter what knife you could have, so you could be a bit more drippy about your loadout. Yeah, you get a bit more stylish and fashionable about it. It's just a case that your stab does 2 points of damage, your swing does 1, and the better player wins at the end of the day. Simple as that. Maybe the body is a 5 hit count total, your head takes 2 damage instead of 1 to balance it out. I don't know, something cool like that was my thought process. But if you got given a chance, what would you build? Techie first this time, I guess.
Connor answered mine pretty much spot on. Like I would
Okay.
love an ESEA style like match settings where you have hopefully more maps by then, but 7 maps, you vote pick which maps are off. You go down, there's a knife round first round, it's economy based like CS:GO.
Okay.
Everybody can buy smokes, and like maybe I don't know about the frags. Maybe we'll have to kind of like work on, maybe a team can only have 2 frags at once or something. There's gonna be some, not 5 frags being thrown at once. I don't want
Okay.
that, but
Yeah, yeah.
just something around like an economy base where you can save, buy, like turn in weapons, buy an op, etc., and add some maybe customization to that too, to where kind of CS2 changed from CS:GO to where you can add maybe the M4 and then the suppressed M4. Maybe you can go into something like that, make a 5-gun loadout, and then slightly upgrade them with a different grip for ergo, maybe a slight scope. No meta builds or anything crazy like that. Just like very basic, like mid game builds on guns, and just go from that.
Okay, okay.
And then you
Sure.
can like have pistol rounds, have to save 2 rounds to like buy. I mean, it'd just be so fun.
Okay.
Fuse kits and etc. Like there's so many ways they can go with stuff like that.
Shelby, thoughts?
I think that'd be fun to see, like an economy based one for sure. My personal addition would be gun game. Honestly, I think gun game would be super fun in arena.
That would be pretty
I
fun.
like
I'm not gonna lie.
like the problem with, like, the thing is, like, all the unranked modes. Well, there's unranked blasting, but like all the Last Hero, Checkpoint, I really don't like them. But gun game, I would play the hell out of gun game. Like Black Ops 2. I used to come home from school and play gun game for like 5 hours and then go to sleep. Like I love gun game.
Or
So,
just
or like one in the
options like
chamber.
that.
Like, yeah, like party mode options would make the game really fun. I think it'd be really cool.
I think you guys have both hit the nail on the head there, actually, for something I enjoy a lot of. I remember the only interaction I ever had with Call of Duty was going, to a mate's house that had it. I didn't really play a lot of COD as a kid, but if they had it on, it was gun game that they put on, because that was the pass and play, right? You did your round of gun game, and you placed whatever on the leaderboard. You gave the controller to the next guy who was playing, that was over at your house for the night, and then he tried to beat your score. He either came first on the leaderboard, or he came second or third, and between those of you sat in the room, you were playing against each other, not the leaderboard of people that you were playing online, because it was a party.
You're talking
thing that
about
you
the
did.
screen peeking era right
Yeah,
here. I
man,
like this.
exactly, brother.
my
A lot of people don't
brother-
understand
what's-
a lot of people don't understand what that is, because they have individual tablets and shit, not having to sit on a CRT that's 12 inches wide with 4 people playing Mario Kart at the same time.
Exactly. Where split screen was literally, you went out and bought a 72-inch TV so that each of you could have 18 inches of monitor space to yourself, because it was a literal horizontal and vertical split. If you were lucky, right? Because some games went to the faction of going, no, we like being out from the cartoon or the magazine era, all right? So it was 4 columns, okay, where you got a quarter slice of the screen. And that, in some of the platforming games and the fighting games, was toxic, because you had this FOV versus the entire screen. It became very, very tough to play on. So I think I'm down for gun game. I think that would be the next tournament that I'm going to maybe try and do myself for fun for communities. I might just invite people onto the personal stream to come and do a gun game of their own, all right? We set up a Last Hero where you've got 2, 4, 6, it'd be 8 kits, right? Because they're the free ones. We want people to have to spend to get the open. So 8 kits. The first kit is a pistol, second's a shotgun, third's a submachine gun, fourth's an assault rifle, fifth is a bolt, so like a carbine, bolt action carbine, then an actual bolt rifle, then a melee. All right, you have your 8 classes set up, and you gun gamed it exactly like it was. Every time you got a kill on a class, you get to go to the next one up in the tier list, and it was a kind of a gentleman's sport because there isn't a mode in there now. You just agree that, right, I don't pick my scout, you go into the preset selection, you go to your enforcer kit next door, whatever the case may be. And the first person to record 8 kills, one with everything of the set, gets the victory. The flip side being to it, if you get done by a melee before, all right, then you go back a class if somebody
Back a
melees
peg.
you or something like
Get
that.
put back a
Exactly.
peg.
Yeah, if somebody jump shot headshots you, back a peg you go. Yeah, you get jump shot headshot by a Balti. I'm sorry, you really should be doing the class before it again. I'm gonna be real. If,
Yeah,
in
true,
some
true.
scenarios, so I think it would be a good thing to do. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe we should try and get something like that cooked up in the future. I do wonder, chat, because these two boys have been throwing a little bit of banter between themselves for the whole of the podcast. Which one of the two of you is the most chatty? Which one's the big top dog out of the two of you here?
Probably me, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
By
he's
me.
got the body frame for it. I can't really compete with that.
What the fuck does that even mean? What does that even mean?
I mean, your head's a level 7 easily armor, so I mean, I can't really
Okay,
compete
listen,
with
I
that.
can already see your forehead. I can see your hairline thinning, dude. You're already coming it over, so I'd watch it on that one, okay?
Hey, I have a
Be
big
careful.
ass head. I wear it proud. So
Chat. What do you reckon about Fight Club Wednesday? Should we just put them in the arena and have them duke it out with melees? Should we set them up in a custom match and get them to go swinging some swords at each other and do a best of 3 with knife versus knife fight? Shelby KB2 versus No Technique TV
even
in
though I
the
just
underground arena.
prestige, even though I just prestige, I'm level 3. I will still take this idiot on easy.
Ooh.
He didn't prestige. He's lying. He just wants cope. He's coping.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Do you reckon? Who do we reckon wins, chat? One's for Shelby, two's for No Technique. And we can put this
Looks
on
like-
right now if you want. We'll cook it up. I'll go get a custom lobby sorted, and we'll put the spectator screen on, and we'll have the chat watch it at home in the clip screen if you want.
Yeah, I'm about it. We can do it
I'll do
now.
it.
We can do it at
Of
the
course.
end. Just
Okay.
Should we talk about
Okay.
your kappa? Hey, now I didn't delete those items on my own accord. Okay, talk to sub. All right.
Well,
heck, he
in
slaughters
which
him.
case, then Gamba time it might be. I think I just saw somebody make a mention. So, boys, get your game loaded up, and whilst we're doing that, let's get a poll in the chat. Let's find out what the guys at home think when it comes down to a 1v1 with a knife fight. Who's going to come out on top? Is it the man, the myth, the famous legend himself, Mr. No Technique TV, or is it going to be the cat whisperer, Shelby KV2? Well, you're going to find out very shortly. We're going to get these both logged in and launched into a custom match, melee only, in a best of 3, and we'll decide out who really is the big dog in the Aquila team. For that time being, we're going to pop your poll up in there. New poll. Question: who wins Fight Club? And the answer is either Mr. Famous
It's gonna be me, man. I already know.
or
I think it's
Shelby
Definitely, it's not going to be Pussy Boy. I don't
the
think.
cat.
I better get slammed around by these young reflexes, buddy.
Yeah.
Put that one on
We'll
there.
see.
Bosh. Right. Poll going. You guys in the chat can vote on that one there. 5 minutes. It won't take us 5 minutes to get this set up whilst we lock in for the 1v1. But what we will talk about in the meantime is what you guys have in your mindsets for where Arena's going. So the next 5 years, obviously, are a big thing for everybody's life. It's a long time, right? 5 years, there's a lot of things that can happen in 5 years. But what do you see particularly in like terms of Arena's growth in the next 5 years? And do you have any like maybe suggestions or thoughts that you have for seeing it be successful?
Oh, do you
Shelby?
want me or me?
Either
Okay.
or, either or. Dice roll for it.
See, I think it's kind of hard to predict until we see what they do with Epic. Like, I think if they make it free, it would definitely have a lot more staying power than if it stays paid. But
Okay.
I also think that I also think like community made maps and stuff like that would be like a really big thing. I mean, like Counter-Strike, like most of those, like not most, but a lot of those maps that are the favorites of pros and just players were made by players, and then Valve took the rights and put it in the game. So like I think something like that would be super cool to see on Arena,
Okay.
especially. But I think
Almost
that
like a
it
community
has,
made.
yeah, like community made stuff, like community made game modes, maps, all that kind of stuff. I think that would be really beneficial for Arena.
It'd be cool if they opened up a contest and give people parameters of something to build a map, like in Balloon. I don't know how they build maps. I'm not into that kind of. I don't know the jargon for it, but they could give like the specifics for what you have to do, and then give like a contest out. Give people a couple months to build a map, and then they showcase them and vote on. I mean, there's so many ways you could do stuff like that. Like especially on Arena, the maps are nowhere near in size and complexity of like Streets of Tarkov or something like that. So somebody can at least give a layout and like a basic model for it, and then they can take it and do whatever BSG wants with it after that.
Gotcha. Right, so let's get the two legends in here to fight it out over. This is Battle for Pride, ladies and gentlemen. All right, this is not just any old.
If you get beat by somebody with level 3 strength, like it's gonna be pretty
It's not
bad,
gonna
right?
happen. It's not gonna happen. I'm not worried about it.
What do we reckon, chat? The poll's up there. We're going to check it out on the poll in a second just whilst we're creating the lobby, because I think this could be a little bit spicy. I'm going to be honest with you. My money's on Shelby here. Techie's going to absolutely be severely hating me for that. I know I'm going to get roasted after we get off of calling that out, but...
Hey, it is what it is. I'm not going to knock you for it.
So, melee's only, guys, okay? I want no funny business. I want a nice, clean game of Quidditch from both of you, okay? And at the end of the day, the winner is the winner, all right? It will be posted at the end of the podcast all over the Twitter posts, and an extra little bit of spice, okay? The winner from this tournament gets to choose the post posted next by the loser on their Twitter.
You don't want me to win, but you're fucked.
Yeah, that's.
Are we in agreement? Is that fair? Are we in agreement?
It's really rough with him involved in that, but yes, I will agree to that. And you better set the skills to even.
Okay, seeing as our techies asked for fair playing field, we will set the skills to even, 30 apiece.
There we go. Okay. If we're putting something like that on the line, I want it to at least be even.
Okie dokie. And as we are quickly loading into this, then we see. I looked at the polls. Shelby, it's not looking good, my guy.
Arena's most hated, baby. What can I say? You know.
So currently, it's a humongous 95% Mr. Famous, absolutely showing he has the support from the crowd. Coming in against a 5% for Shelby the Cat. Looks like it might be a No Technique TV show all around for the time being, it says.
Ready to lose some points because, whatever.
Okay.
People can be wrong. You know what I mean?
Fighting words. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's about to go down. The guys are going to be obviously swinging on screen a little bit sooner than we get to see it in the spectator mode. But as soon as we load in, we're going to get to see these guys going at it. It is going to be a 1st to 2. Okay, it is a best of 3 rounds. All right, melee only. Shelby KB2 versus No Technique TV. Fight Club starts right here. Go to the cars for me. Take it all the way to the cars.
All right, Cracked, you're calling the go time too.
Aye. Are we doing this properly? We're doing it like all WWE properly. So you don't have colours on for the spectator mode, so there's no blue and red corner. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chop Shop Fight Night. Fighting out of the left-hand side of your screen, AQ Shelby KB2 going up against the corner on the left-hand side of your screen, wearing the idea rig and thinking he's really cool and famous, but really he's just shameless. It's No Technique TV. 3, 2, 1, and let the battle commence. Quick moves. Small swing. They're just feeling each other out in the battle. A jump shot comes in, a good connection. Neither blade finding anything, the long shot from the stab, and a genuine slap from the top comes out of Shelby KB2 and claims the first round 1-0. A little bit of a flag from that friendship flag there as the middle finger goes flying to finish off the round. Shelby claims the first. Back on into it.
Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Round number 2, 3, 2, 1, and they go again.
We both did the same thing.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is like a Super Smash Brothers style scenario, okay, where both players have stocks. So Shelby is currently at a disadvantage. He's not been able to heal from the previous fight, so he will be down, but it does not matter because Shelby KB2 comes through with the second killing blow. Doesn't need to heal. Shelby, our victor.
Right.
Give us a thumbs up, sir. Give us a thumbs up for the crowd.
Why can't you get a scoreline like that in tournaments?
Oh!
You want to fight the fucking bum?
GG's all round, GG's all round. And ladies and gentlemen, every single one of you that spent your points on No Technique, Shelby was right. I'm sorry. Y'all gonna lose your points today, boy. Oh, my word.
You can see I don't
Melee master, baby.
So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you keep yourselves ready on those socials because there's going to be one hot tweet coming out of No Technique TV's account very soon.
Somebody give me that picture.
Live stream fails incoming.
I'm going to be honest with you, folks. Techie always been the one more than happy to take a fall for the purposes of entertainment, shall we say. Not sure that one was really down to him giving it more than it being taken by Shelby the cat there. I think it was a couple of very, very crisp knife swings from the chef master himself, but at least the beef
He
has
had
been
to
settled
double
on the
his
day.
HPL somehow. He had to double his HPL KD somehow.
It's insane. Oh, fuck you.
The really, really frustrating thing about that, Shelby, and I want to back you, but it's real. Like, the actual conversion of that is genuinely accurate right now, and I can't.
All right, buddy. All right. Text plant the bomb next tournament. Fuck you.
Oh, dear. Oh. Okay, finally to round us up and wrap us up for the day so we can get everybody all on their way and enjoying the rest of their entertainment for the evening, including probably going and getting involved in some arena themselves and maybe facing off against you guys on the other side of the battlefield. The final question to close it out for you two before we talk a little bit about the next activity coming up in the future, thanks to Panderic, the sponsor for the podcast, is what message would you give to people trying to try out Arena? What sort of words would you have for those guys out there that haven't got involved that you would like to encourage to come and maybe take us on the battlefield?
Man. Just play it and don't dodge it, man. Like, people dodge a lot in Arena. It's like when I played CS all the time, that never happened. It's like I don't know if it's like a community issue or what, but they freak out when they see a good team and just leave. But I don't know. You're not gonna get. Just play it, man. Just play the game. Like, it's not. Just play it. See what your skill cap's looking like, and if you want to get better, then just go for it. I mean, really.
I want to say what you held back there, actually. You paused on the sentence of you're not going to get better if you don't play against people that are better than you. And I actually think that's right. I think you have to put yourself in a scenario where you fight against people and you play against people that are above you in a skill level if you're going to get better yourself. Because you can beat the people that are an equal skill level. You can easily beat the people that are a lower skill level. So where's the development if you're not trying to challenge yourself against people that are better than you, right?
Exactly. And there's like times where I go play unranked solo and like I'm playing unranked, I'm not sweating my balls off, and they still leave, and you're like, it's dude, like I'm just playing the game, man. Like, I'm not doing anything, you know.
Running around with like an SVT, Iron Sights, not really got a kit together, they're just kind of having a laugh, really not actually taking it too seriously. And yeah, no, I agree with you.
That's probably the wrong weapon to like make an example, because an SVT will make me crash the fuck out.
That's kind of a thing.
That thing's called the boomstick for a reason. That thing hits for.
You've seen my aim. How else do you think I win these fights?
I didn't say you using it. I just said in general somebody. There was never a who using it, just in general.
Now, go on. Famous words. Talk to me, Techie. What would you say to somebody that's trying to get involved in it? All right. Maybe you saw a Rainbow Six player or a Counter-Strike player that was scrolling through arena clips and you were like, have you tried the game yet? And they say no. You'd be like, why not?
I mean, that even kind of goes towards people that have 5,000, 6,000 hours in main game. They're just two different monsters, and a lot of people kind of play 1-2 days and give up. Like, I've played with some bigger streamers who tried it out for the first time, and they played 2 days maybe, and then they were just kind of over it. And it can just be at times, like the matching times can kind of be down for people, and it's just give it a try. Like, play it, try out the different maps, try out the different game modes. And just know that it's not the same like game as Tarkov. It's not the same game as Rainbow Six. So there's going to be a lot of differences with the flow of the gameplay, the gunfights, and I mean, like Shelby said earlier, that's one reason like it was kind of like a match made in heaven when the arena came out, because I loved CS:GO. Tarkov made me quit CS:GO in 2017 and only play that for since then. So when the two came out and I heard about that, I had to get on that. But I mean, I would just say just don't give up after like a week. Just try to get on, play like. Even just get on and do your dailies every day. Just roll them into like one of the game modes that you think look fun to you and just try it out. I mean, it does take a little bit to level the weapons up and GP coins and stuff, which is kind of a turnoff to a lot of the people I've heard.
Okay.
But I would just say play it, grind it out, and see if you like it for a week.
It's a good response,
and
actually.
That being, if it went free, that would give infinite more people the opportunity to be like, let me try this out. Maybe, maybe they didn't like main game Tarkov because it was too realistic or it was too much to learn, and then they could just jump on Arena, get the same gameplay out of it on a smaller scale.
One for me, I think that people want to think about. Oh, go on, Shelby. Have you got extra? Go for it.
No, that's actually a good point, because my Twitter won't let me log out on my computer, or I would show you, but There's the tweet that Yuki's posted about the finish and all that. Somebody replied to his thing and said Tarkov has an arena mode, and I was like, that is, I hate people
Wait,
don't know the game even exists.
really?
Yeah, it's on Yuki's HPL tweet. You could probably find it if you
Wow.
wanted to. It's right
That's
there.
crazy. Okay, well, there you go. Don't forget to swing by Yuki's X page as well, folks. Look, all of these guys that are coming onto the podcast, this is why we're trying to get you guys more familiar with them through the podcast. This is like your halfway connection to being able to interact with these bits and bobs so you can keep up with the scene. And something as simple as not knowing that Arena exists, or the one I found a lot from people that I've met in my ranked queues that are very, relatively new to the game. Good guys, clearly good gun skill. They don't know the map callouts, and getting a hold of maps with callouts is something that a lot of people have spoken about. But I feel like if you get immersed in the community as a whole, anybody's Discord, even down to mine myself as a caster rather than a professional player, I have 4 callout maps sat there, ready to share out with people. So I think something that a lot of people could do instead of just dropping into a Twitch stream and watching you play for like 3 or 4 matches and then going off and playing themselves is, maybe hit that exclamation mark Discord. Get in the Discord, ask those questions. Hey, has anybody got call out maps I can get to help you out? Because I tell you now, I think the biggest thing that makes me crash out is when I'm sat in a game with 4 blueberries and I don't get any call outs for the whole game. And then I make one misstep as the last person alive, and suddenly
the bad guy.
Jimothy Smartass has got a microphone because he's able to tell me that I'm dog shit, but he's not able to make a call out for anybody or anything that's happened up to that point in time in the game. You get me? Like, that one
It's
really
always the
does have
person
me.
that's 2 and 7. It's always the
It's-
person that's 2 and 7 too.
It is normally the guy towards the bottom of the leaderboard, yet normally mostly either on a donut or down there at the bottom, sitting there in dingy dire straits, sad about himself and self-pitying, and therefore will take a shot at whoever else is still alive and doing slightly better. But it definitely frustrates me. If you've got a microphone and you're going to give somebody a roasting for whiffing the shots, at least have given the call out from who you died from. Okay, at least have said E-box or bench or jungle.
only
That's
fair.
all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. All right. Then tell me I'm dog. All right. I don't mind that. My mistake. Okay, I'll go back to aim labs. All right, but
Which I do have something cracked actually that I've been working
ooh,
on.
ooh.
I start not to like self plug, but I made one video so far explaining how presets work. I'm planning on doing like the whole thing of Arena, and it'll be on YouTube. So I figured I saw like nobody really does that, so I figured like maybe before it comes out on Epic, I should do that. So
What I will
that's what I'm
do
working
then,
on right now.
do me a favor, please send that to me when you get that done. I will post that and repost that on my X. I will share it in the Discord here. Guys, go check that out because that is going to be a phenomenal tool to use for getting yourselves familiar with what to do when it comes to building the kits. I know myself and the Epic Fails esports boys that we've been doing some coaching alongside, we spent half an hour even with those guys that are familiar with the scene, just going through some basics of kit building. Like to Roscoe, who's very familiar with Tarkov, but hasn't gone through the nitty gritty of what stims to use, macroing magazine management for bullets and so on, or armors and that kind of thing. So we spent, half an hour talking about, Zagastin versus Blue Blood, Trimadol, Perpetorin, all those bits and bobs. Okay, so it's a big thing. And this video that Shelby's putting together, honestly, guys, I think that's a god tier resource to save you that
It'll be
frustration.
multiple videos. So I have one up now that's like the absolute basic of what the classes are, and then after that I'll move on to more
Can you
stuff.
link
But
that
also,
in the chat?
yeah. Also, what Sub said, IFP does have a gun calculator, which it actually does work pretty well. So
Amazing. Slap that link in the chat for me, Shelby. You've got perms for 60 seconds to do that one there for the video. Guys, go check out that video as well. Shout out, to IFP, because as well as impressing us on the HPLNA scene, fresh to the scene, IFP, a demon of their own, will be coming back in the LCQ, I believe. Is it Invictus that IFP is part of that lineup of? We're looking forward to
he
seeing.
just started the team. Yeah.
You guys want to watch out for that. Invictus is going to be scary, I'm telling you now. But also, go check out IFP's video for the bullets and the weaponry stuff. Super grateful to have
That's
all of
IFP
these
right
amazing
there.
tools. Legend. Amazing, amazing. Thank you, Shelby. So yeah, shout out IFP. Guys, there is loads of stuff that the community is doing to help you guys out. Okay, if you're struggling about anything for builds, loadouts, armor, pen values, where to get involved with communities for semi-pro stuff, full pro leagues, just even hanging out in Discords, where's a good night to be for community night, please make sure that you've got yourself followed on all of the socials for these amazing people, all right? You're at Shelby KB2. You've got No Technique TV here, which are just 2 of 5 members of the Aquila roster, as well as the rest of the Aquila squadron that goes into the background to helping make that work. I know Yuki's is still out and about, sort of dipping in and out and helping where he can, as well as Trevi always, well, You can't not man the mustache. Let's be real, it's there when he wakes
Fuck
up in the
Trevi.
morning, and it's never going to leave him. So there's a lot that goes into this Aquila squad, but make sure you go check them out, folks. Okay. Again, I'm going to permit the both of you for another 60 seconds, just because my Nightbot is tragic, for your socials. All right. So Shelby, you're in there now as well, and then No Technique. Please drop links to your Twitters, your Twitches, and anywhere else that you post your socials on, so everybody in the chat can get on
Tech,
board.
can you post my Twitter link because I can't sign into Twitter?
Oh yeah, good point. In fact, actually, yeah.
Oops, I didn't do that.
W's. Chat, we did try and get him back on Twitter earlier on. Okay, Shelby did turn up early. We tried to get it working, but even the crack magic could not crack Facebook. It is not Facebook, Twitter even. Sorry, it's impenetrable.
Oh, they emailed me back, by the way. I emailed them and they told me to fuck off. So that's
Oh, well, that's kind of
good. Yeah.
sucks.
They said
Well,
I
I mean,
emailed them from the wrong email. So oopsies.
oh come on, man, pedantics. God damn the paperwork. It's always the paperwork. But big W's in the chat there. But folks, that is going to be about all we have got time for today on the podcast. All right. We've gone again for another 2 hours. I'm going to be honest with you, folks. When we booked this in, I was aiming for about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes. And every pair of professionals and people that have turned up have been so good that we have flown past that 145 all the way to the 2 hour mark every time. So I don't want to keep too much more of these guys' time. I'm sure they've got busy days to be cracking on with. I know Mr. Famous is due to be on screen anytime yesterday at this point in time. Shelby KB2 has got many a cats that are waiting to be fed. So must both get on with their super important responsibilities. But been absolutely blessed to have two demons from the scene on screen with me today. Shelby, No Technique, thank you very much for joining me. Any final words for the guys before we close out with that trailer we've been talking about?
Really just thanking you for having me on. Thanking everybody for hanging in the arena scene, keeping the games going. TPL for existing, giving people opportunity to play in like a more competitive scene than just sitting in a ranked queue for 5 minutes to get teammates that don't talk to you, etc., etc. So it's all those people, you especially. Thank you all. Community's dope. Love all y'all.
Yeah, pretty much same. Honestly, thanks for having me on. Correct. Us, me, and well, Tech's sort of like the diversity hire, really, but me and Tech here, and everyone for watching. Appreciate it.
I love how you hit him with the even at the end, all right? Shelby's got the one over him on the knife fight. He's going to get to post on the Twitter. Ian still has to throw the sly bit of shade in between the thank yous as well. It wouldn't be Shelby KB2 without a bit of spice, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, No Technique TV, the one able to take any form of banter and abuse with a massive smile on his face, keeping the positivity in the environment up to the max, unless you start running at him with a Balti or an SVT. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's a thank you to the two members of Aquila. And what I'm going to show you now is quickly the Panda Cup trailer from the previous tournaments, because the finale is coming up very soon. Okay, keep your eyes on that Pandemic EFTX page, because they have got all the action popping off right now, including the community-based tournaments that have been topping the charts for when it's been just entertainment to enjoy on an evening. All right, the Timmys plus the pros combination in the 2s and the 3s so far has been hilarious and entertainment tenfold. Better than a 1v1 knife fight. We got a 3v3 knife fight, which was purely spontaneous from both sides midway through the tournament last time. So if you're looking forward to some more Timmys and pros action, well, here's a trailer for the reasons why everybody else has been enjoying it thus far. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So for the final closeout for the day, don't forget to drop by a Panderic EFT page near you, where you cannot hear apparently the next anime video that was queued up behind the Panda trailer randomly autoplayed, thanks to YouTube being an absolute G at doing everything we don't want it to at the right time. Thanks, YouTube. Screw you. Anyway, smoothly sliding past that little accident, if you want to be getting involved in some action community-based, you want to be checking out Panderic, all right? They are hitting the scenes when it comes to anything involving both pros and Timmies getting together and sharing that wisdom, both in the kits and gameplay combined, all right? So if you want to check out anything amazing regarding community action, get yourselves on that Panderic EFT X page. Check out Ski Mask Timmy. Check out the Panderic team, both the EU and now Pandas X in NA that just recently joined. We have been blessed to have everybody here today, okay? Cracked Wisdom, Shelby KB2, on that side, I still can't get my cameras the right way around, and No Technique have been your wonderful couch entertainers for the evening. This has been episode 3 for Welcome to Arena Aquila Fever, and we'll look forward to seeing y'all on the next one. Thank you. Okay, chat, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to send you out to the man, the myth, the legend himself, Don Piselli, who is currently smashing his way through some Escape from Tarkov. So please join me in flooding the love from the podcast. Let's go say hi to Don and go wish him all the best in his Tarkov endeavors. I appreciate you all for hanging out with us here on the Wednesday night podcast. Welcome to Arena Episode 3, Aquila Fever. Next week, Episode 4, coming soon. Keep your eyes on the socials to find out who's featured next week. Thank you, and have a great evening.